And now, from the capital city, it's Nightique with Edward St. Pay.
And welcome to Nightique. Thanks, Jim Powers, for that fine introduction. You know, the NFL is underway, and some of the great players are being recognized. In fact, Brett Favre's uniform number was retired during halftime of the Green Bay Packers and Chicago Bears game on Thanksgiving in honor of his long career. He set records that will last forever. In fact, Brett Favre is the only player in NFL history who was drafted by both the NFL and the Confederate Army. Now, Donald Trump introduced his family to a cheering crowd of Republicans in South Carolina Tuesday. He then took questions. Donald Trump said he will consider Chris Christie for his ticket if he wins the GOP nomination. Not to be his vice president, but to be his wall between the USA and Mexico. The two largest pharmaceutical companies, Viagra maker Pfizer and Allergan, an allergy medication company, will merge in a $150 billion deal. It's a perfect and natural fit. Allergan makes an antihistamine for men who are allergic to 4-hour erections. Well, we've got a great show, sort of a compilation of some of our great artists that we've had on the show recently. Stay tuned for Nightique.
We'll be right back with more of Nightique after these messages.
This is our Graze box. It's a great way to snack. Fresh, tasty, and created using only the best ingredients. Choose from our range of over 90 delicious snacks. We'd like to invite you to try a hand-picked box for free. Go to graze.com and we'll send a free box directly to your office or home. It may even help you keep your hand out of the cookie jar.
Go to graze.com and enter the code GRAZE34 for a free box.
Graze.com. Snacking reinvented.
Credit card debt is a very real problem that faces most American households. USA Debt Consultants offers services to relieve you of your debt problems. Our partners work with creditors to help you lower your monthly payments, stop harassing phone calls, and avoid bankruptcy. Give us a call today to learn how to take control of your debt and financial future. Get your life back. Let us help.
Call USA Debt Consultants at 800-769-6406 for a free no-obligation consultation.
Ingalls Shipbuilding has pioneered the development and production of technologically advanced, highly capable warships for the U.S. Navy, Coast Guard, and Marine Corps for more than 75 years. Ingalls is Mississippi's largest manufacturing employer. And today, Ingalls has an immediate need for more than 200 electricians at our Pascagoula, Mississippi site. Apply today at www.buildyourcareer.com or call 888-935-1507.
And now, back to more Nightique.
Well, Mr. Tony Pasco. Tony, welcome back.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Thank you for having me back.
It's good to see you again.
I appreciate it.
All right, so in Meridian, Mississippi, you are producing the music, much of the music in Duck Dynasty. And how many other shows are you on now?
Well, there's 17 altogether.
17 different programs
TV
that you're doing the music for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, who would have thunk that?
I know.
I mean,
not me.
I mean,
you
know, usually you would think that the music that's going into soundtracks might be developed in L.A. or New York, where the program is being shot and edited, but they're importing it via FTP, via the internet from you here in Meridian.
And how it started was because the Duck Dynasty was being filmed in Louisiana, just a few hours away from Meridian. That's kind of, they wanted something that was more local. The music, and that's when I told you before, they sent me the email saying music from where you live. So that's how it all started. So I was just sending them stuff that was very local and regional, because that's what they wanted. But when the show took off, of course, you know, they wanted other shows started coming in, and they wanted that kind of thing. And since I could play different styles of music, I was able to send them other tracks. So when Wahlburgers came about, or Shark Week, or Wicked Tuna, or Auction Hunters, they all want different kinds of music. They don't want the same thing as Duck Dynasty.
Well, Duck Dynasty's got more of a folksy feel, right?
Yeah, they want blues and bluegrass and that kind of stuff.
And so if you see a scene and something's going on, you're writing the music that's behind that scene to give it some feeling, to give it some context.
Yeah, whatever they're trying to portray, I add. The music is usually the feeling of what they're trying to get across. The music's almost a co-star in the scene in a lot of ways.
Right. Well, it helps to get the emotion of the scene across. So if we were going to, if you, do you know what you're writing when they say, okay, we want some sad scenes, we want some happy scenes, or?
Yes, well, they'll give me a topic.
They'll give you a
sometime.
topic.
Yeah,
a theme.
Yeah, they'll give me a theme, or they'll say, like now, of course we know, if they say we need Psy music. Well, I know what Psy is going to do. Everyone knows that character that he is. So if I wrote something, it would be just. You know, with those off times and those little pauses in there, because that's what ends up fitting into the scene. You know, it's all the comedic timing type of thing. So that's what I watch for now when I send stuff in. It's all about timing and tempo.
So they'll tell you, give you a theme. So it's going to be a sad scene. You would.
Right. Now, if they do, yeah, sometimes they will say we need sad music or whatever, and then I would know to go in and give them something. Short, real pretty, you know, that kind of stuff that they can lay behind, so whatever dialogue's going on, you know, that sets kind of the mood.
It's just like a film. I mean, the soundtrack, it makes it.
Yeah, somebody said to me one time, because I never paid attention to any of the music on TV or anything.
Well, you know, most of us don't.
And now I'm proud of that, because when the music's done right, you don't notice it, because you're caught up in the feeling of what's going on. That's the genius, I guess, of it. And the editors, they know how to pick which ones and they put it where. But from my standpoint of writing the actual music, you have to be very direct and very literal. You don't have time for intros and build up into this thing. You got to give it to them, because you have a second. You have 10 seconds.
So if it was a goofy thing,
minute.
If Goober was on the phone to the service station, all right, and and he was talking to Andy, and it was like, Andy, I'm broken down and I don't know what to do. It may be 24 hours before I can get back to the service station. So that would be that would be a goofy.
But see, as you were talking, there's a certain rhythm that I always pick up on, and that's where I know how fast or how to mix. So when
a standard goofy.
Yeah. And so there's certain tempos on how people talk, so I guess I just pick up on that.
Right.
And when I send the tracks, and maybe that's why I have the success I do, is because I think it tends, timing-wise, it tends to fit in. Because if you sent something in, if you were talking like that and it was like, you know, like a Gomer Pyle type of thing.
Right, Google.
And I'm playing something totally not that, it doesn't work. So if you're talking funny and I'm sitting here going, you know.
Right, that wouldn't work. Right.
You know, it's not that you miss the whole, that doesn't seem funny. But as musicians, when we're learning how to play our instrument, we're not taught funny or sad, or we're taught major and minor, and, you know. So for me, I don't consider myself very knowledgeable in music theory. I think I have a working knowledge of music theory. But I think what I know, I think I'm one of these guys where I know what to use, what I have. The little bit I do have, I know how to use it very well. So it's not a point of saying, like, you know, you learn your major scale. Some of these guys know them better, 100 times better than me, but I know where to put the major and where to put the minor and how that portrays maybe as feeling.
Yeah, and also, I guess it's like an intangible thing where, you know, you pick up the feeling. The feeling of
that's what music is, it's the feeling, you know, that you're, it's a language through music, and when I teach, I have a student that I teach, and I was explaining to her, and I never said it to myself. It made a whole lot of sense when I said it to her. I said, you know, music is, you know, when you read and write it, you know, like Spanish, your first day, you're not speaking Spanish. You know what I mean? You're learning the technique, and that's what music is. There's a lot of technique. There's the majors, the minors, the notes, there's the scales, there's all that technical stuff. But once you get past that, it's not like you can speak and communicate or put feeling behind it or have a conversation. I think I'm good enough, I know enough music theory now where I can have a conversation musically.
Right.
And I think the success I've had with TV, and the reason why I think I can do what I do, is because I think I understand that as far as the tempos and the rhythms.
So Duck Dynasty was the first one out of the box. Okay, and you had success with that, and the show became a hit. And then what happened? Someone called.
Well, and then that production company, of course, they do more than one show. So then they were like, well, hey, now we need music for Wahlburgers. You know, now we need music for this other show that got canceled, but it was called Porter Ridge. And we did music for that. And then Shark Week came up and they said, hey, we need some, you know, different kind of music that you do for Duck Dynasty. This is more down in Louisiana, more New Orleans, you know, more in the bayou. So then I had to research a lot of this.
So what was that, jazz oriented? No,
they wanted that swampy, slidey kind of thing, you know, more of the Cajun-y kind of thing, even kind of that more New Orleans like. More to ragtime. You know, more that kind of thing, yeah. So, which is different from the other blues stuff that I was doing, where it's the Duck Dynasty.
And the one in Boston, the one set in Boston. Tell us about that one.
And then, so for Wahlburgers, you know, again, they want more of that East Coast rock kind of thing. So it's more. You know, it's that chugging motion. Yeah, it's not blues at all. It's not offbeat. You know, they want.
So when you put something together for them, is it you're doing all of the pieces? So are you multi-tracking and sending in what sounds like a band?
Yeah.
How about drums and everything else?
Yeah, I lay down everything separate, but it may just start with a riff, and then it's always for me. It always starts with a tempo. Once I can nail what the tempo is, 86 beats per minute or 120 beats per minute, whatever it ends up being. Once I have the tempo, I can build upon it. So even if it just starts with guitar, and the track may not even have a guitar on it at the finished product, but sometimes it's just easier for me to get the idea out, or then I'll transpose it to piano or to ukulele or whatever it has to be.
So you must be mighty busy. I mean, with all these shows going on.
Yeah, good thing they don't all go on at the same time. They all have their different.
How do you keep everything? How do you keep track of everything? I mean, one day you work on this show and one day you work on that show, or. I mean,
you have to be very disciplined as a studio guy, because you're constantly tearing down and setting up different instruments, and because it's just me, and I feel guilty. Some people tend to think, well, I know a lot of great musicians, and it would be great to have them in and do tracks with other musicians. It's just for me, I have a little studio, and it's just easier for me to do it myself. The idea's in my head. By the time I explain it and show it to somebody, I already got it figured out and recorded. And because you got to turn these things kind of fast. You don't have a lot of time. Deadlines are usually pretty short.
So the process is you record it and then you basically FTP it to the client.
Yeah, Dropbox, send it right to them. Yeah, as long as I got an internet connection, I can send them stuff. They usually send me an email of course, what they're looking for. Now, what some companies will do is give me examples of tracks that they like, that they want more of. And that's nice. Or sometimes they'll send a track and say, okay, this is what we don't like about that track, and this is what we want your music to have that this doesn't. And that's great.
We were talking before we went on about the digital payment scenario that's out there these days versus the old days before digital was pervasive. And so we're going to talk about that when we come back from the break. Okay?
Great.
Okay, Tony Pasco from Duck Dynasty. We'll be back with him after this.
We'll be right back with more of Nightique after these messages.
This is our Graze Box. It's a great way to snack. Fresh, tasty, and created using only the best ingredients. Choose from our range of over 90 delicious snacks. We'd like to invite you to try a hand-picked box for free. Go to graze.com and we'll send a free box directly to your office or home. It may even help you keep your hand out of the cookie jar.
Go to graze.com and enter the code GRAZE34 for a free box.
Graze.com. Snacking reinvented.
Credit card debt is a very real problem that faces most American households. USA Debt Consultants offer services to relieve you of your debt problems. Our partners work with creditors to help you lower your monthly payments, stop harassing phone calls, and avoid bankruptcy. Give us a call today to learn how to take control of your debt and financial future. Get your life back. Let us help.
Call USA Debt Consultants at 800-769-6406 for a free no-obligation consultation.
When you are looking to further your education, there's only one university that towers above the rest, Jackson State University. Jackson State University is one of the leading universities in research, technology, and innovation, graduating more than 1,300 students annually and a consistent growth in revenue. Jackson State University is ranked #1 amongst the HBCUs in research and development. Make the right choice, the one choice. One Jackson State University, changing lives one student at a time.
And now back to more Nightique. We'll be right back with more of Nightique after these messages.
This is our Gray's Box. It's a great way to snack. Fresh, tasty, and created using only the best ingredients. Choose from our range of over 90 delicious snacks. We'd like to invite you to try a hand-picked box for free. Go to grays.com and we'll send a free box directly to your office or home. It may even help you keep your hand out of the cookie jar.
Go to grays.com and enter the code GRAYS34 for a free box.
Grays.com. Snacking. Reinvented.
Bengal presents From One Legend to Another.
Good day. I must say I've deduced that Bengal roach spray is a superior product. It's kept all traces of those vile creatures from my home. Which lets me focus on more meaningful pursuits.
People trust Bengal Roach Spray's legendary performance. No odor, no mess, no roaches. Bengal Roach Spray really works.
With Bengal, I love having a little more me time.
When you are looking to further your education, there's only one university that towers above the rest, Jackson State University. Jackson State University is one of the leading universities in research, technology, and innovation, graduating more than 1,300 students annually and a consistent growth in revenue. Jackson State University is ranked #1 amongst the HBCUs in research and development. Make the right choice, the one choice. One Jackson State University, changing lives one student at a time.
Ingalls Shipbuilding has pioneered the development and production of technologically advanced, highly capable warships for the U.S. Navy, Coast Guard, and Marine Corps for more than 75 years. Ingalls is Mississippi's largest manufacturing employer, and today Ingalls has an immediate need for more than 200 electricians at our Pascagoula, Mississippi site. Apply today at www.buildyourcareer.com or call 888-935-1507.
And now back to more Nightique.
Well, Donald McDonald joins us, and Donald McDonald is a local resident who has hit the big time. He's got his own national program running on Destination America Network.
Destination America.
Nice to see you.
Good to be back.
You've been here with us, and good to have you back.
Yeah, this is my fourth time here.
Yeah, and you know, there are not a lot of national shows that are being syndicated emanating from Jackson and from the Deep South, and Killing Bigfoot is your show.
Exactly.
And so, okay, you did the pilot. The pilot has aired numerous times on Destination America.
It's pushing 40 times they've shown the pilot.
So they're running that a lot, and now you got the green light on doing another 6 shows, and you're working on that right now.
Yeah, we're working on a 6-show season right now.
All right. Well, tell us now. The last time you were here, we talked about the concept of this show. First off, it's shot in the Deep South, the southeastern United States, and the idea of this show is yourself and others who are hunters and ex-military guys have banded together, and you've got a group, and this group is hunting to kill a Bigfoot.
Yeah, for proof of species, or we're having problems, well, some people are, with these animals coming up, killing their farm animals, banging on the side of the house. People are scared to go outside in some of these places, and that's not right.
Okay, well, first off, for those in our viewing audience that may not even conceive that this is possible, that there is such a thing as a Yeti or a Sasquatch or a Bigfoot, we've got to put that thinking right out of the way, because as far as this show and as far as you personally are concerned, they do exist, you say, right?
Yes, so I've seen one down in central Mississippi, south of I-20, is all I'm going to say on that, because that's one of my big-time research areas. I saw, we thought it was a she because it was 7.5 foot tall, shoulders this wide, but the prior week, there was another group of us down there, and one guy had his blue light on, and it was at the end of the road, and there was a little pile of dirt, a berm, at the end of the road. This thing that was maybe mid-thigh high on all fours went right in front of him at 10 feet. So we figured that's a juvenile, and the one that came upon us the next weekend was the mother. So that kind of got everybody going right there.
So the producer of this show, evidently, he thought it was a hot enough topic to produce a demo or produce a pilot, and they got it accepted. What does your producer think? Does he believe that these creatures exist, or is he skeptical, but he's doing the show anyway?
We can't get him to give us a clear answer. I think he believes and just doesn't want to say it, but he won't tell you one way or another. He does believe in something because he's done Sasquatch Odyssey was another one of his shows with the 4 horsemen. Peter Byrne, I forgot what the other 3 guys' name were. He did that back 10 or 15 years ago. He's done 2 or 3 other shows also on the same exact topics.
And he's done documentaries which have aired in Europe and Canada and other national networks, different countries.
Well, he had his show Biggest and Baddest was on, I believe, Animal Planet. It started out in Canada, ran there for 2 or 3 years, and then Animal Planet picked it up, I guess, about 6 or 7 months ago and ran the first season. That was, it was a year or 2 old because Canada had run it first. And they ran it. Great reviews on it.
In your channel that you're on, Destination America and Animal Planet, all of those networks are sub-networks of Discovery, which is a huge conglomerate as far as television
History Channel,
worldwide.
all those are all part of Discovery Channel.
It's huge. It's a huge conglomerate. So it's pretty good. Now, you probably will get, before it's over with this show, you'll probably get worldwide coverage. You'll probably play in other countries and everything else.
I'm not sure how all that works.
You're in the U.S. now, and a lot of things from the U.S. go on to other markets. All right, this season, this new 6-episode group that you're doing right now, tell us a little bit about some of the things you've seen. Can tell me as much as you can without giving away the series. Can you tell us anything about what you've seen while you've been shooting these latest shows? What have you seen that you can talk about?
I'm under pretty strict orders of what I can and can't give out, but I will say this much. There's another show out there. In the first 4 days of filming, we got more evidence than any other show that's ever been on TV.
And this is evidence that you're finding around the Southeast. Tell us where you're shooting.
Around people's houses.
In what states?
We found Texas, Louisiana, and a couple here in Mississippi.
Why in the Southeast? Why are you shooting only here?
That's where our group is based out of. We range all the way. We've got 2 gentlemen in Oklahoma. We've got, I think, 4 or 5 in Louisiana. We've got a couple in Texas. I'm in Mississippi, and Crumpy, old Bob, he's out in Georgia.
And so the show is a sort of a reality documentary type mix of a show, I guess?
It's how we go about trying to harvest a body for proof of species.
So let's, for example, on the pilot, which you can talk about that's already aired, the cameras follow you on the hunt?
They show us going to our hides and our climbing stands, but they're not with us. They go out and watch us get in the stands, they interview us a little bit, and they leave and let us do our thing for a while.
And then
that's where, in the first show, I took a shot.
You took a shot? And what were you shooting at?
Well, something had big red eyes and was about 8 foot tall. And it come out, I could hear it walking over here. When I hit my light on it, it turned, looked at me, and it bolted. And I found a track about like this where the dirt was pushed up, where it had pivoted off that 1 foot haul butt, broke limbs all down through there.
So you think that was one?
I know it was.
It's amazing to have a person who's actually encountered, or I don't know what else it could be that you're encountering. What else would it be? A bear?
I can't be a bear, not that tall. Your average black bear, yes, there are black bears all over the South. They stand up and they may be 6.5 foot tall tops, and 150, 175 pounds is about as big as they get around here. This was probably 500 to 600 pounds and huge.
And so you guys run into people, townsfolk, if you will, who have encountered the creature, farmers and such.
Yeah.
What do they tell you in general, without being too specific and giving away the show? I mean, what is it that people tell you that they have encountered, and what impact does that encounter have on them?
Some people it totally devastates. They're scared to go outside their home. We've got some stories of things beating on the side of their house at night, and they've seen the animals outside. Farm animals being killed. And that's the big thing that really gets my goat and really upsets me is when I talk to these people and you can see their hands shaking and they're just terrified.
Okay, on that note, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back with more of the show. Donald McDonald from the Destination America program called Killing Bigfoot. We'll be back after this.
Join us every weeknight statewide for Nightique with Edward St. Pé. If you have suggestions for guests or want to be on the show yourself, drop us a line at www.nightique.com. I'm your announcer, Jim Pollard. Good night from all of us at Nightique.